Think of the most agonizing thing that can happen in a human lifetime. Any parent can tell you exactly what that is: burying your child. And then imagine that you're a healthcare professional, a nurse with a PhD, kneeling over your beautiful daughter's broken body, unable to do anything. And then consider that you've been a grief counselor for over 32 years, and all of your training and all of your experience desert you in the face of your own pain. This is exactly what happened to Dr. Robin Thomas on May 5th, 2001. And this is the story of her journey from despair to hope, with a little help from some messages from beyond.
It's not about the psychic. It's not even about the ability. It's about knowing deep down in your soul that life continues on. When you know that, I mean really know that, you live your life differently.
This is a nightmare, I want to wake up. This is a nightmare, I want to wake up. I mean, I just kept saying that over and over again. This is a nightmare, it can't be true. My child cannot be dying.
The loss of a child is a pain that simply can't be described. And yet in some cases, the greatest pain can also cause the greatest growth. Dr. Robin Thomas has always considered herself to be a scientist with a very empirical mind. But her mind has been changed by something that science could not yet explain. Could the death of a daughter actually lead a scientist to believe in the afterlife? Catherine Marjorie Thomas Smith, known to everyone as Cat, was only 14 years old. She and her 8th grade classmates had just returned from the trip of a lifetime, 3 weeks in China and Tibet. Robin had accompanied Kat's class as a chaperone on the trip, where there'd been a great deal of time to bond with her daughter. This is the last video of Kat. She and her friends are performing for the students of a sister school in China.
Kat went to baseball practice and came home with a bunch of friends, which was very normal for her. We'd just been away for 22 days. She'd been back 4 days. We were in China and Tibet. And she wanted to go to the beach. And she was supposed to go to our beach, which has a key and is safe. You have to cross the railroad tracks, but it's in a straightaway and the trains can see from everywhere. And she and I negotiated very carefully that she needed to be back before dark, and what was dusk, and it was 6:30 about. And, you know, I finally settled on 1 hour because I didn't want her down there because I'm very careful. And the 4 of them left, and Kat had forgotten her key, her beach key. So the kids she was with knew another way onto the tracks. The people who lived there, I talked with a while after she was killed, and they said they were having so much fun. They were laughing and giggling and having a good time, and there was a train coming southbound, you know, blowing its horn, and Kat saw it and heard it and felt it, and what she didn't see was the train coming northbound at the same time. It's very unusual that they cross. And the train coming northbound takes 4 seconds from coming around the blind curve to where the trail gets out on the tracks, and that Kat was there. And her friends saw the train coming and started to scream, you know, Kat, and she started to turn and the train took her. Two of Kat's friends came running into the house and said something terrible had happened. Kat had been hit by a train. You know, I just took off. grabbed my cell phone, got in the car, and I went down to our beach. And there was nothing there, and I saw police cars going down Esplanade. Meanwhile, I was calling 911, and somebody had already called it in. I went flying down there, and I saw a police car, and I saw the train stopped, and I saw her friend Patrick standing up on the lawn, and nobody was with Kat. And I went flying across the lawn, and the police tried to stop me, and I said, "I'm a mother, get out of my way." And she was there in this ditch, quite a distance from where she'd been hit. And she was really badly broken. She was in this ditch with mud and water, and her blood was, And I knelt down in the ditch, and I took one look at her eyes, and a part of me knew that she was dead. And I just screamed, no, just one no. And then I heard my younger daughter, Alice, and her friend who had come down. I told them to go home because I didn't want them to see her, and I couldn't take care of my daughter while they were there. So they went back up there, and then I just panicked. I started trying to help her. I knew she had skull fractures. She had blood coming out of her ears. She had blood all over the side of her face. She had blood coming out of her mouth, and her back was broken, and her right leg was broken, and her skull was shattered. But I didn't see that. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I was prepared. I mean, I've stopped at every accident I've ever seen, and I've helped people and been credited with saving their lives, and I was fully prepared to go down there and help my child. And I mean, who else but me? I mean, who better than me who's dealt with this for 30 years to help her get through rehab and to help her get through surgery? And I was all ready to save her.
But Robin couldn't save her. There would be no surgery. There'd be no rehab. The mother with a PhD in nursing would not be able to nurse her firstborn daughter back to health. When we come back, we'll see how this unimaginable tragedy provide Dr. Robin Thomas with yet another patient, herself.